All right, folks, coming up on our first Switch section of the day. Normally I'm looking primarily for underpriced Switch games, but today we're only looking for the rarest of the rare. Mario Odyssey, not rare, no. Oh, this is actually kind of interesting. A European version of Mario Kart 8. Still honestly not rare though. So Turtles Cowabunga Collection is a little bit more uncommon, but honestly still not rare. Ooh, I don't know if I've ever seen this game before. Looks like it's a combo pack re-release of a couple of older Star Wars games. I've never seen this before. I don't know exactly what the production run of this game is, but it will definitely be high on my list for this stop. As a lot of you guys know, for the last 3 months, I've been on a mission to collect 250 Switch games for no money out of pocket. But it's not as easy as it might sound. Because it means that in order to afford this $28 game, I have to find $28 in expected profit by finding underpriced games on these shelves. For example, ooh, this is actually a great find right here. This Zelda amiibo. Looks like they've only got priced at $30, and I actually recently sold that for $42 after fees, which starts us off with a solid $12 in our Switch budget to potentially buy this game. Ooh, and I actually just spotted a Wolf Link amiibo in there. You guys see that one? I thought that one would be worth it for resale as well, but as it turns out, after fees, I'd only get like $49, so we're gonna pass on that. And folks, I'm looking in this other glass case now for other stuff to increase our budget. First of all, look at this Sega Menacer. How about that for a blast from the past? I also, check this out. This Fire Emblem game seems honestly like a really good price at $180. I'll have to double check. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this. This is saying $250 after fees on Amazon. That's wild. The only thing is you can see this copy on the tag, it says disc only. I don't know, it seems like an authentic cover art to me, but just in case, we may have to estimate a little bit more conservatively and say maybe like 40 bucks profit on that. Now that brings our Switch budget up to a healthy $52, which is more than enough to cover this game. But folks, I just realized they also have Switch games in this glass case. Look at this, folks. Not one, but 2 strictly limited Switch games. I may actually have to take a look at those because they have super small production runs. Would you mind if I took a look at these Switch games here? And folks, I stand corrected. It's actually 2 strictly limited and a super rare game. Both a couple of limited edition, like independent game publishers. And my personal favorite part about these Turrican games is they actually are numbered on the back. They have both the release number and the full production run, and even what number out of 3,500 this exact copy is, which I absolutely love. The only problem is, as you can see, they're both a good bit more expensive than the game I had picked out, which, if I'm being honest, is starting to feel less and less rare in comparison. I'm definitely leaning more towards the Turricans right now just because I do love how they're numbered. The only question is which one, because this one is volume 1, but it definitely is more expensive. I think ultimately I am gonna shoot for this one, but that means we do have to build up a little bit more of a budget in order to be able to justify it. And as usual, the employees are being super helpful. They're actually checking on the price to make sure that it is still that high. In the meantime, I've got to find some other stuff that's actually underpriced. I've got a goal today of not just only buying rare Switch games, but of literally finding the single rarest Switch game in my entire city. So we're gonna have to go to multiple video game stores today to do that. But what can I say, folks? I'm a sucker for rarity. This is Mission Switch. So here's an example of one that I found that's a little bit underpriced. 13 bucks for this, would get 16 after fees on Amazon, but ultimately those margins are a bit thin, and given that it's after the holidays, it's more likely to come down than anything, so I'm gonna leave that for now. I've also been scanning a ton of stuff in the PS4 section. For example, Fairy Tail, Guilty Gear caught my eye. They even had a sealed copy of Fallout 4 for 8 bucks, but unfortunately none of them ended up being worth it, and that's just kind of the reality when you're scanning stuff for resale. But folks, there is still hope. We have this, believe it or not, Lego Dimensions expansion pack for $40. Can you believe that? Looking at it, I definitely would have thought that was a $15 item. But get a load of this on Amazon, $77 after fees. That's wild.
And that's how I became a scumbag reseller.
That brings our budget up literally $37 to exactly $89. I think Turrican was technically $89.99, but I do believe the eBay price was a good bit lower, so maybe maybe we'll get lucky and they reduced it. Folks, get a load of this, you will not believe this. They reduced it to $40, which to be honest is definitely more consistent with the eBay solds, but oh my God. This means we actually have like 39 extra dollars to spend, which I think you guys know what that means.
You're gonna give that as a bonus to your editor?
Oh man, they're so great in there. I love coming to Lexington Game Exchange. It's so much better than GameStop. And I know what you guys are gonna say. Caleb, you're supposed to be buying only rare games today. Why in the world did you get that Star Wars thing? You can probably, for all I know, you can get this for $20 at Walmart. And the reality is, honestly, I slipped up. I got kind of emotionally attached to this when I saw it at first, and what can I say? I really wanna try it. Our next stop is gonna be a used bookstore called Half Price Books. And I'm not gonna lie, starting the day out with a 1 in 3,500 rarity Switch game is gonna be super hard to beat, but I'm determined to do it anyway. But to raise the stakes, as you guys know I like to do on this channel, I'm gonna commit to you that if I don't find a rarer game by the end of this video, I will shave my beard down to a Mario mustache for your entertainment. This is wet. Figma nuts. So their video game section is honestly looking a little bit sparse right now. I'm curious what Switch games they do have in stock. They normally don't have a huge selection. Okay, yeah, honestly not anything to write home about. Looks like we've got one Labo game that doesn't have the cardboard and Hotel Transylvania. Eesh. I think the only way that we could really redeem this stop is by building up our Switch budget a little bit. We're carrying over $11 still from the last stop, and I think some of the game stores that we go to later on are definitely likely to have some more rare Switch games, so it'd be nice to have a decent budget. Look at that, folks, look at that. Wii Remote dumbbells, what? That's Wii Fit on hard mode right there. Unfortunately, with a quick glance through all these shelves, it's pretty much all super common stuff that I've seen here before. So far, the only thing of interest that I've really seen is in this case here. It's actually this Suikoden right down here, complete it looks like for 60 bucks. And I'm fairly sure that's underpriced. Yeah, see, I just looked it up on Amazon. It's saying 91 after fees. But when we dig a little deeper, we can see that some are listed as low as like high 80s. But I would say conservatively, maybe like 75 bucks after fees or a $15 profit on that. The only other thing I really saw potential in was actually these Lego Dimensions minifigures, which I saw were just flat priced at $9.99. And standardized pricing can definitely be a good thing. So let's look these up. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is the same, right? Look at this. See that listing? $100? That's that girl there, right? I mean, I'm not crazy, right? Like, these are the same. Did I literally just find a $100 minifigure for 10 bucks? Okay, hold on, please hold, folks. I gotta do more research. What's the name? Her name is Wild Style. Wait, what the heck? Am I getting punked right now? Why is this saying $5.99 now? Come on. Was that other listing like money laundering or some scam or something? Man. I got my hopes up so high. Yeah, upon closer inspection, looks like she's actually part of the starter pack, so I'd be very surprised if she's worth any money at all. Well, alas, it did end up being a one-game stop at Half Price Books, but at least bumping up our Switch budget to 27 bucks is not the worst thing that could have happened. I am starting to sweat a little bit though, because last time I gave myself a mustache, it looked really bad. Well, folks, it's day number 81 of giving Chipotle free advertising until they sponsor me, and for all the Chipotle execs that I know are watching this channel right now, I've taken the liberty of crafting you some new potential slogans for the franchise. Chipotle, the official lunch break food of video game resellers. Chipotle, it's pretty healthy except for the sour cream. In queso. Chipotle, it's like Taco Bell, but it doesn't give you the squirts. All right, here's Switch section number 3, folks. We're here at our second game exchange of the day, and it looks like they do actually have a good number of titles here. Let's see what kind of stuff we have. Burnout, Atari Flashbacks as always. Most of you guys know I'm not looking at all for like incomplete games. It's really just the stuff that's complete in its original case that I'm after. And folks, this is the hard part about theming an episode like this of Mission Switch, like only looking for rare games, because I actually would would love to own not just Kirby, this one I could kind of pass on, but also Mario Strikers. But these are just like two of the most common games you'll ever see. So we'll have to leave it for another day, unfortunately. But the other thing is, since we do only have $27 in the Switch budget right now, I'm actually gonna hold off on looking through the rest of those games until we find a couple more things to flip. Believe it or not, I'm gonna go ahead and look through these Skylanders portals, because if you can find any that are specifically for Xbox One, this one's for 360, you can see, they can actually go for really good money. Unfortunately, none of those were the right version, but I did find another really nice score here in Rock Band 4, which has recently been priced down to $20. I remember this used to be $40, but check this out on Amazon. That is insane, $67 after fees. Now, to be fair, looking at the other listings, that is a little bit inflated, but very conservatively, we're looking at $40 after fees. Oh, and it looks like there's another, okay, that one is $45 apparently. I wouldn't be surprised if they do price match this for me though, because they're just always awesome around here. And assuming they do, that brings our Switch budget up to a whopping $67. And by the way, folks, if you're looking to start flipping video games for yourself or get better at it if you already are, you can check out our video game reseller Discord that's linked in the description. It's where I post all kinds of leads like these ones of little discrepancies that you'll sometimes find between video game stores or pawn shops or whatever and what they go for online. It's just a resource that I created to help video game resellers make more money and learn to do it in the first place. And the first couple weeks of it are actually free because I never want anyone to feel dissatisfied. And by the way, folks, I just found another crazy one. Brunswick Pro Bowling for $20. This is one of those obscure games that I'll definitely post to the Discord because check this out. $78 on this after fees is absolutely insane. That $58 profit on this game alone brings us up to an insane $115 Switch game budget. Now, if only I can find a rare Switch game here so that I don't have to shave my beard.
I can't be the only one right now, like, legitimately praying that he doesn't find a rare Switch game.
No. Folks, this is actually insane. I am not seeing a single like limited run or even like less common open edition game on these shelves. That is not a problem that I expected to run into, having actually too much money and not enough Switch games to buy. Yep, the last one over here, Starlink. Ooh, this is interesting. Have you guys ever heard of this? Last Skelligoo Standing Takes It All, Squish. It's only like $30 and it is 4 players, so that's honestly tempting, and I've just never seen it before. So I honestly think this is probably the least common game in this store. And as a lot of you guys know, I am just a sucker for anything that I can play at a party. Because I've just, you know, I've heard such good things about parties and would really love to be invited to one day. This is slightly unrelated, but every time I come to this game exchange, I've seen these pillows and they're incredibly soft. They're like squishmallows. And I've noticed that both Erica and the people in my small group absolutely love the plushes that I currently have in the basement. So I may actually get one of these independent of the actual Switch budget. At first I thought this was a Korok leaf, so I was really excited, but it actually is from Animal Crossing, which I don't really like as much. Then there also is this Hylian shield, which I really like, but for some reason it feels a little bit like it just kind of looks weird at the seams. But I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to get one of these. You guys can let me know which one you think I should pick up. By the way, did you guys know that they made Zelda manga? Anyways, I'm getting really distracted. I did see one other stack of Switch games down here to take a look at, but unfortunately it looks like it's a bunch of sealed titles and they're almost all Pokemon Snap with a few other really common games mixed in there. Oh, that's weird. Look at all these Destiny's nuts.
I hate you so much.
Well, folks, ended up being a super successful stop and even got a couple of updates for you. Update number 1 is that I did not end up purchasing a pillow because I checked the price and those bad boys are $43. This didn't really seem like the financially responsible thing to do.
Says the guy who literally just spent $100 on Switch games.
I did, however, end up purchasing Squish, the $30 Switch game. I found out that it is indeed open edition, so not super rare, but it is obscure enough to not have a Metacritic score, so I'll give myself a C+ for rarity. So that purchase brought our Switch budget down to $85, but on the way out, I found a complete copy of Wii Party for $33. Oh no, no. Which, when it sells, will get us $63 after fees, bringing our Switch budget right back up to $115, going into our last stop. A lot of you guys may recognize my favorite local game store, Matt's. What's going on, Matt?
Oh my God.
You miss me?
I literally
Hold on, I gotta get a shot of that.
I swear I was just swiping through.
You
I haven't-
summoned me on
I haven't
TikTok,
looked at one
man.
of your videos all day. It just came up, I swear to God.
It's some witchcraft up in here in Matt's today. It's this incense that you're burning. So folks, we've got a small but mighty Switch section that we're working with over here. Everything from Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, Indivisible, looks like a couple PAL games. You can tell from the rating down there in the corner. I love the artwork on Agalos, that's really cool. And Darius HD, I feel like that's not necessarily one you'd normally see on the shelves. However, he normally has some higher dollar, more exclusive games in the glass case. By the way, some of you guys may have noticed I'm not wearing my iconic mustard colored North Face hoodie today. I actually got this one for Christmas recently. And of course, by that, I mean I got it for myself for Christmas. And I know that I'm not the only one who, when I get a new hoodie, I wear nothing but that for like a month straight, just to break it in. That's not profitable. So needless to say, you'll probably be seeing me in this bad boy for at least 4 videos. I did make my way to the glass case and look what I spied, a $20 little Indigo GameCube controller there. And looked it up and checked that out. That'll be a nice little boost to our overall budget. I think that puts us at a Switch game budget of $121. By the way, shout out to Amazon for this solid listing photo, straight from 1997. Jeez. Dang, Matt, you didn't tell me that you had all of these exclusives down here.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow. So we've got, looks like, so what's the store on those Heaven machines?
I think a lot of that stuff, it's either limited run or super rare.
Yeah.
I go on a kick sometimes whenever I see that stuff come up.
Yeah, yeah.
They're never gonna make it again. It's the only way to get it physical, so I just buy them and put them in the store.
I have to confess, I'm a bit of a sucker for that stuff as well myself.
This game looks really cool. I don't
What's
know.
that one?
It's called Mundon.
Okay.
I thought when I was looking through it, it was one that I might, you can open up and look at it. It was one that I thought I might keep. It's like a hand-drawn game.
Mundon.
But it's like a slow burn mystery. You get a call about a relative who left something out in the middle of nowhere, you know? And
Dang.
you go out there and weird stuff happens, man.
You said it is okay if I open this
Absolutely.
up? All right, yeah. Okay, so 59 on that. I was wanting to see if there was any indication of how many were made. I've got a little bit of a bet going right now. I will shave my beard down to a Mario mustache for your entertainment. A lovingly hand-penciled horror tale. Dang. Look at the art style on this game, folks. That is honestly right up my alley. Even though, honestly, I'm not a big horror guy at all, I am a sucker for a really good art style. Would you mind if I took a look at some of these other limited ones down here? Dang, okay, so another super rare one here. This is cool. This looks like some sort of like a slipcover collector's edition. Love to see that. We've got limited run number 85 here. This one is a one player, looks like dungeon crawler game. Then we've got this. You guys know I'm a sucker for double packs as well. So this one might be high on my list, although I'm not a huge RPG guy. And then we've got, oh man, another double pack. Kojin and Luminous Avenger X2. Looks like probably RPGs on those as well. I'm not sure though. So folks, apparently this has a 94 on Metacritic, which definitely sways me as well. Are you sure you don't want to keep it? I won't buy it from you now if your mind is changing on it.
No, you're good. Like I say, I just pulled it up and it shows all all the ratings and everything on it.
Wow.
It apparently is. I just thought it looked cool.
Yeah, well folks, I did find it on Super Rare's site. It is sold out, and you can see if you scroll down that there were 4,000 copies available of Mundon. Apparently Heaven's Machine was not limited to a certain number from what I can see. Again, the number that we're shooting to beat right now is lower than 3,500, and it looks like Smoke and Sacrifice as well was limited to 5,000 copies. But folks, there's still hope. There is still hope for my beard because we've got a couple of limited run games that maybe could be a little bit rarer than what we already bought. Well folks, the more research I'm doing on these limited run games, the more I am remembering that actually the way limited run works is they don't set a certain quantity. They'll have a pre-order window and as many people as want can pre-order it, and then they make approximately that many to sell afterwards. So there's actually no way of really knowing how many copies of these things are out there, and I just want to let you know, when you see me with a mustache, please don't unsubscribe. I promise it is not a pretty picture. But folks, we are left with the final question of what to spend our budget on. I have to admit, I'm very partial to this Mundon just because of the art style. Unfortunately, I did look up both Chasm and Smoke and Sacrifice, and they have really bad reviews. You guys let me know if you actually trust Metacritic for that kind of stuff. But as you know, I'm also a big sucker for combo games, so these ones definitely seem to be calling my name, even though they're a bit of a genre that I don't really mess with a ton. Honestly, I don't know, folks. This one, it's a bit of a head scratcher for me. It's a me, Ugly-O. Honestly though, I feel like it could be worse. So folks, as it turns out, not only did Matt hook us up with a 10% discount so we could actually afford this in addition to Mundon, but as it turns out, as I was looking at the backs of these, neither of them are actually RPGs. RPGs nuts. Anyways, folks, to check out the next Mission Switch adventure, go ahead and click right down here for more Switch shenanigans, and I'll catch you guys on the flip.